Hello! So today we are going to be baking bread, and not just any bread, braided bread, and we're going to make it from scratch. And so bread is one of those things that I find that a lot of people, you already have the ingredients in your pantries and stuff, and if you don't, then it's usually you're missing yeast or something. So I happen to have all of the ingredients that I need for this bread recipe, so let's get baking. All you need is canola oil, salt, yeast, eggs, sugar, flour, and containers to put the stuff in to let it rise. I'm gonna have all of the instructions in the description, but we're gonna make it together anyway, but just in case you want to see it in writing. All right, so for the first step, we are going to take this bowl, because this is what I have, and we're gonna put a cup of warm water in it. Perfect, just like that. And then we need to put 1/4 cup of granulated sugar in this warm water bowl. So I am lucky because I got sugar right here. So we're just gonna push all these guys out of the way. And we are going to get some sugar. And do the little at the top. And this is an empty bowl, so we're not using that one. Sugar in this bowl. It's a lot of sugar. So now that we have the warm water and the sugar, it's time to add the yeast. For this recipe, it says that we need 2 tablespoons of yeast. And so these are 8-gram packs, so I'm gonna be using 3 and that much of the other one here. So I'm just gonna rip them open. Okay, we're gonna use scissors. We have scissors now. Whoa! And this one, I don't have to use all of it, I have to use most of it though. Perfect, so I have that much left in this one. And then I'm just gonna, where's my original one go? I'm just gonna use this to mix it, just so everything gets in that warm water. So now we have this disgusting looking concoction. We have to let it set for 5 minutes, so let's go do our next step while we let this just chill in the corner. All right, so now we're gonna be making the dough itself. And so what we're gonna be doing is, in this container, hopefully it's big enough, we are going to crack an egg. I'm just gonna get a paper towel here so I can dispose of the egg. Ooh, there's a hair on it. Gross. Alright, the egg is in the container, and we are now going to be adding 1/3 cup of canola oil. Whoever discovered that all this stuff that goes together makes bread and anything else is a genius. Next up, we're going to be doing the salt. So we need to do 1 1/2 teaspoon of salt. I only have this twisty one, so I'm going to make a bit of a mess here, I think. Almost maybe a, aha, okay, we're going to go like this with it inside. Haha, I'm a genius. Okay, so now we just gotta. Alright, so we got the 1. Now we just gotta get the 1/2. And woo! Alright, we did it. Alright, so now it's time to add the flour. We're gonna be doing 3 of these 1 cups and 1 of this 1/2 cup. And hope for the best that it's gonna fit in here, and then we're gonna roll it into a ball, basically. So I'm gonna start with the 1/2, just because it's gonna be easier in my brain to do. pretty sure I'm supposed to mix this while I do it. So then I'm just gonna like mix it while I do it so I don't like ruin everything. Oh, you can't see me. Here we go. I think I'm gonna use a fork actually instead. Okay, so I was, these things are actually supposed to go together because I was wondering while I'm mixing this, I'm like, yeast is supposed to go in the bread, so what do I do with the yeast? And so the yeast is risen already, so I'm supposed to add this into this. So we're gonna do that, and then we have to do 2 more scoops of flour. Yeah, it's a learning experience. Alright, this is where it's about to get messy. It's time to use our hands because the fork is not at its point. Okay. Ah! So, the next step is we're supposed to turn this into like a little ball and basically like knead it for about 5 minutes, and then we're gonna go to the next step. This part I'm always the worst at. I'm not good at kneading dough, but it's starting to look like bread. Alright, so the next step basically says to get a bowl, spray it with non-stick spray, put your like ball of dough in it and cover it with saran wrap. I actually don't have non-stick spray, but I made pizza from scratch once, and basically what I did was just take a little bit of oil, you put it in the bowl like that, and then you just kind of go like this and get it around the edges, and then you take a piece of paper towel and you take some of that oil just to make sure you get it in the entire bowl, like this. So now I'm going to put the dough in. And then I'm going to grab some saran wrap. Alright, and now the next thing you have to do is put it away for like 15 to 20 minutes in somewhere warm. Now, I find this is kind of ghetto, I think, but basically what I like to do is I turn the dryer on and I just put it on the top of the dryer and then like close the little door that the dryer is in. I'll show you. Alright, so my dryer is in here, and basically what I do is I take the dough and I move this stuff so my Tide Pods and my like dryer sheets hold it in between so it doesn't go flying. Then I turn on the dryer. Timed dry, and we'll do it for 20 minutes. So we're kind of using this as our timer as well as like a method to heating up your dough and keeping it warm. So I press on. I should probably put something in there actually. Okay, I'm gonna put something in there just to make it nice and warm. It's just like a blanket. That way I don't feel like I'm wasting electricity. Turn it on and then close the little door and the other door. And then now we just kind of do whatever we want for the next 20 minutes. All right, welcome back. 20 minutes has passed, but for you it's like 2 seconds. So we're now gonna open up the dryer then and take the bread out. Whoa, it grew so much. Nice. All right, so the next step is to take the bread out of here. I'm gonna knead it for about a minute, and then we're gonna divide it into 3 pieces and start to braid it. Oh, this is so cute. Woo-hoo! Ooh. You can see that the bread is way more compact now than it was before we put it in the dryer area, so This is super exciting. It means I'm doing it right. All right, so now we're gonna divide it into 3 little pieces. So I've just kind of turned it into a log here. I'm just gonna like, ooh, 1, 2, and 3. So now we're gonna roll it maybe like this. All right, so this is probably good enough. So what I'm gonna do is, this is gonna be my main piece, and then these are gonna be like the braided pieces. So I think I'm just supposed to do it like you would with hair. The thing is that I suck at braiding hair. It's like this. You can use a bit of water to just like stick it. All right, so now that it's all braided, what I have to do next is transfer it onto this guy here. So it recommends that you have parchment paper, but I ran out of parchment paper, so we're just gonna use that with a little bit of oil on it and hope for the best. And we're gonna scoop this little guy carefully. Woo! We did it! So now we're going to take this egg and we're gonna basically mix it up in this bowl and then kind of paint it on the top of this braided bread. Now, if you have one of those like paint and bacon thins, this is what you would use. I don't have one of those, so we're just gonna be using this fork. So the recipe at this point also calls for like sprinkling a certain kind of sugar on the top, but I don't really want that sweet of bread, so I'm just gonna leave it like this. This is how we're gonna do it. All right, so now that all this is ready, it's time to bake it. And this is what confused me, I guess, about it, is that you have to put it in for 350 Fahrenheit preheat, but you put the bread in while it preheats, and then when it's done preheating, you just kind of time how long it's been in there. Yeah, so I'll just show you what I mean. Bake 350, start, and then we just put the bread in. So now that it's in the oven preheated, once the oven is fully heated, I have to make sure that it's baked for 30 to 35 minutes. I'm gonna make sure I'm checking on it because I have a tendency to burn things. So, fingers crossed, let's hope that this bread doesn't look hideous, but most importantly, let's hope that it doesn't burn and that it tastes delicious. All right, oven mitts are on. Let's hope the bread isn't scary looking. Ooh! Wow! I'm a baker! What? Yes! This is so exciting. Friend, look at my bread!
That looks really good.
It looks real!
Yeah. It looks awesome.
Wow! Yes. I'm so excited. Whoa! So we are now about to cut the bread and eat it, and for some reason I feel really sad about it because it's just so beautiful, but I want to eat it and know how it tastes, so we're going to chop it up and have a little slice. Oh, look at her! She's so soft. Ooh. All right, so I have a taste tester here with me, my lovely boyfriend, and so he's gonna have a piece as well.
Which one do you want?
Any piece, it's all from the same bread. So now we're gonna do a little taste test.
Oh, you like it?
It's good. I think it needs a bit of like butter on it, but it definitely tastes real.
Yeah. It's like moist, like dense, and sweet.
Do you like it? Yeah?
I do.
What'd you rate it out of 10?
I'd say it's like probably like 7 or 8 for novelty. And I'm just trying to think of like what this would go well with. But it's good. I like it.
Mm. And it could go well on a charcuterie board.
Mm.
Mm. I would also give it a 7 or 8 out of 10. Mm. It's like crunchy, but soft at the same time. So that concludes our bread making journey. Thank you so much for joining me on this epic bread endeavor. This has definitely encouraged me to want to bake and cook even more, because last time I baked it, it tasted good, but it looked hideous. But this bread is just so gorgeous. I'm obsessed. So yeah, thanks so much for hanging out with me. Don't forget, if you like this video, hit that big fat like button, hit subscribe if you haven't already, turn on the bell notification, that way you get notified anytime a new video comes out. My podcast episodes come out on Mondays, videos like these ones and vlogs and stuff come out on Thursdays, so you don't want to miss out. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, and comment down below, what is your favorite thing to bake? Mine is probably bread, because it was a lot of fun and I had a lot of the ingredients already without having to go out and buy a bunch of stuff and make my wallet really sad. So I'm curious, let me know what yours is. So with that, I'm gonna bid you a great rest of your morning, great rest of your evening, great rest of your night, great rest of your apocalypse, and great rest of your baking endeavors. I will see you next time. Bye!